the living art traditions of India. There has always been a timeless traditions of art forms which have been practiced for different reasons among people living far from urban life, interior terrain of forest, deserts, mountains, and village. So far, we have studied art of certain times, a period named after a place or dynasties who ruled different part of the Indian subcontinent for few hundred years or so. But what about common people? Were they not creative? Was there no art that exists around them? From where did the artists come to the court or patron? What did they use to make before coming to cities? Or even now, who are the unknown artists making handicraft in faraway desert, mountains, village, and rural areas who have never been to an art school or design institute or even attended formal schooling. Our country has always been a repository of indigenous knowledge which has been transferred from one generation to another. Artists in each generation have created the best of work out of available material and technology. Many scholars name this art form as minor art, utility art, folk art, tribal art, people's art, ritual art, crafts, and so on. We know that this art form have existed from time immemorial. We have been seeing the example in prehistoric cave paintings, a work of pottery, terracotta, bronze, ivory, etc. of the Indus period as well. During the early history and its subsequent times, we find references of artist communities everywhere. They made pots and dresses, jewelry and ritual or votive sculpture. They decorated the walls and floor and did many more artistic things to fulfill their daily needs and supply their work to local markets at the same time. There is an instinctive aesthetic expression in their creation. There is symbolism, specific use of motif, material, color, and method of making. There is a thin line between art of the people and craft as both involve creativity, instinct, necessity, and aesthetic. Even now, in many pockets, we find such artifacts. In the 19th and 20th century, a new perspective emerged among modern artists when they looked at traditional art form around them as a source of inspiration for their creative pursuit in India as well as the West. In India, post-independence, a revival of handicraft industry took place. The sector became organized for commercial productions. Apart from continued practice, it gained a unique identity. With the forming of states and union territory, each one of them showcased their unique art form and products in their respective state emporia. The art and craft tradition of India showcase the tangible heritage of the country with history of more than 5,000 years. Though we know many of these, let us talk about few of them. By and large, there has been a religious or ritualistic overtone with richer symbolism, utilitarian, and decorative aspects associated with the day to day practice at home to production on a large scale. Painting tradition. Among the many popular traditions of painting, Mithila or Madhubani painting of Bihar, Wali painting of Maharashtra, Pithoda painting of North Gujarat, and Western Madhya Pradesh, Babuji ki Pad from Rajasthan, Pichwa of Nathwar in Rajasthan, Gond and Sawara painting of Madhya Pradesh, Pata Chitra of Odisha and Bengal, etc. A few examples here. A few of them have been discussed. Mithila painting. Among the most known contemporary painterly art form is Mithila art that derives its name from Mithila, the ancient Videha and birthplace of Sita, also called Madhubani painting after the nearest district capital. It is a widely recognized folk art tradition. It is presumed that for centuries, women living in the region have painted figures and designs on the wall. They made house for ceremonial occasion, particularly wedding. People of this area see the origin of this art form at the time of Princess Sita getting married to Lord Rama. This painting, characterized by bright color, are largely painted in three areas of the house: central or outer courtyard, eastern part of the house, which is the dwelling place of Kuladevi, usually Kali, and a farm in the southern part of the house, which house the most significant images, various armed gods and animals, or image of women at work like carrying water pots or winnowing grains, etc., are vividly portrayed in outer central courtyard. The inner veranda, where the family shrine, Devasthan or Gosain Ghar, is located. Grihadevatas and Kuladevatas are painted. In the recent past, many paintings are done on fabrics, papers, pots, etc. for commercial purpose. The most extraordinary and colorful painting, however, is done in the part of the house known as the Kobher Ghar or inner room, where magnificent representation of Kobar, a lotus with a stalk in full bloom, having metaphoric and tantric connotations, along with image of god and goddesses, are painted on freshly plastered wall of the room. Among other themes that are painted are episodes from the Bhagavad Purana, Ramayana, stories of Shiva Parvati, Durga, Kali, and Ras Leela of Radha and Krishna. Mithila artists do not like empty space. They fill in they fill in the entire space decoratively with elements from nature like birds, flowers, animal, fish, snakes, the sun, and the moon, which often have symbolic intent, signifying love, passion, fertility, eternity, well being, and prosperity. Women paint with bamboo twigs to which some cotton swab, rice straws, or fiber is attached. In earlier days, they made color from mineral stones and organic things such as falsa and kusums, flower, bilwa leaves, kajal, turmeric, etc. Wali painting. The Wali community inhabit the west coast of northern Maharashtra around the North Sahyadri range with a large concentration in district of Thane. Married women play a central role in creating their most important painting called Chok to mark special occasions. Closely associated with the rituals of marriage, fertility, harvest, and new seasons. Sewing Chok is dominated by the figure of Mother Goddess Palgata, who is chiefly worshipped as a goddess of fertility and represents the corn goddess Kansari. She is enclosed in small square frame decorated with pointed chevron along the outer edge that symbolize Haryali Deva, etc., god of plants. Her escort and guardian is visualized as a headless warrior riding a horse or standing beside her with 5 shoots of corn springing from his neck and hence called Pancha Sirya Devata, 5-headed gods. He also symbolizes the guardian of the field, Kshetrapal. The central motif of Palgad is surrounded by a scene of everyday life, portraying acts of hunting, fishing, farming, dancing, mythological stories of animal, where the tiger is conspicuously visible, scene of buses plying in the busy urban life of Mumbai as people quietly see around them. These paintings are traditionally painted with rice flour on earth colored wall of their home. As mentioned earlier, are painted to promote fertility. This painting averted disease, propitiate the dead, and fulfill the demand of spirit. A bamboo stick chewed at the end is used as the paint brush. Gond painting. Gond of Madhya Pradesh have a rich traditions with their chief ruling over central India. They worship nature. Painting of gold of mandala and its surrounding region have recently been transformed into a colorful depiction of animal, human, and flora. The votive paintings are geometrically drawing done on the wall of huts, portraying Krishna with his cow surrounded by gopis with pots on their head, to which young girl and boy makes offering. Pithora painting, painted by Rathwa Bill of Panchmahal region, Gujarat, and Jhabhau in the neighboring state of Madhya Pradesh. These paintings are done on the wall of house to mark special or Thanksgiving occasion. These are large wall painting representing row of numerous and magnificent the colored deities depicted as horse rider. The row of horse rider deities represent cosmography of Rathwas. The uppermost section with rider represent the world of God, heavenly body and mythical creature. An ornate wavy line separates this section from the lower region where the wedding procession of Vithora is depicted, with minor deity, king, goddess of destiny, archetypal, farmer, domestic animals, and on which represent the earth. Patha painting, done on fabric, palm leaf or paper. Scroll painting is another example of art form practiced in different parts of the country, especially Gujarat and Rajasthan in the western Odisha and West Bengal in east. It is also known as Pata, Pacheri, Fud, etc. Bengal Pathas comprise the practice of paintings on cloth, pata and storytelling in region of West Bengal. It is the most receptive oral traditions, constantly seeking new themes and formulating novel response to incident major incident in the world. The vertical painted patta became a prop used by patua performer for performance. Patua, also called chitrakaras, belong to community largely centered around Midnapur Birbhum and Bankura region of West Bengal, part of Bihar and Jharkhand. Hanging the patta is their hereditary profession. They travel around villages displaying the painting and singing the narrative that are painted. Performance happen in common space of the village. The Patua narrate 3 to 4 stories each time. After the performance, the Patua is given alms or gift in cash or kind. Puri Pathas or painting evidently acquired their claim to recognition from the temple city of Puri in Odisha. It is largely comprised the patha initially done on palm leaf and cloth but now done on paper as well. A range of themes are painted such as the daily and festival Veshas, attire of Jagannath, Balabhadra and Subhadra, etc. Varashri Vesha, Raghunath Vesha, Padma Vesha, Krishna Balram Vesha, Hariharan Vesha, etc. Rasa painting and Sara Patti, the substitute the icon in the Garbhagriha when they are removed for cleaning and fresh coloring is done after Snan Yatra. Jatri for pilgrims to take away as memorable and put them in a personal temple. At home, episode from the myth of Jagannath, such as Kanchi Kaveri Pata and Thai Vadia Pata, a combination of aerial lateral view of the temple with the icon and temple around or depiction of festivals around it. Patachitra are done on small strips of cotton cloth, which is prepared by coating the clothes with soft white stone powder and glue made from tamarind seeds. There is a practice of making the border first. A sketch of the figure is then made directly with a brush and flat color and applied. Colors such as white, black, yellow, and reds are usually used. After completion, the painting is held over charcoal fire and lacquer is applied to the surface to make it water resistant and lend sheen to it. The colors are organic and locally procured. For example, black is obtained from lamp black, yellow, and red from Harital, Tali, and Hingle stone, respectively, and white from powdered conch shells. Palm manuscripts are illustrated on a palm variety called khartad. Painting on this are not painted with brush, but incised by a steel stylus and then filled in with inks and sometimes tinted with paints. There may also be some text accompanying this image. There are questions on whether to consider the palm leaf tradition a part of folk or sophisticated art, as it has a lineage that stylistically connect it to the murals palm leaf traditions of the eastern and other part of the country. Furs of Rajasthan. Furs are long horizontal clothes scrolls painted to honor folk deity of pastoral community inhabiting the region around Bhilwara in Rajasthan. For such communities, safeguarding their livestock is the foremost concern. Such concern purposely reflect in their myths, legends, and worship patterns. Among their gods are defiant cattle heroes who are brave men who sacrifice their life while protecting the community cattle from robberies. Designated by the broad term Bhumia, these heroes are honored, worshipped, and remembered for their act of martyrdom. Bhumiyas such as Gogaji, Jejaji, Devnarayan, Ramdevji, and Babuji have inspired widespread schools along following among community of Rabas, Risujadas, Meghawas, and Ragaras, and others, illustrating the valorous tales of these Bhumiyas. The first are carried by Bhupas, the itinerant bards who travel the territory, displaying them while narrating tales and singing devotional songs associated with these hero deities in night-long storytelling performance. A lamp is held against the FUD to illuminate image that are being spoken about. The Bhopal and his companion perform to the accompaniment of musical instruments such as Ravana, Hatha, Veena, and employ the Kyala style of singing. Through the Furs and Fort Banchan, the community remember the hero as Matri and keep his story alive. Birds, however, are not painted by Bhopas. They have traditionally been painted by a caste called Joshis, who have been painted in the court of the kings of Rajasthan. These painters specialize in court patronized miniature painting, hence the associate of skilled practitioners, but musicians and court artists placed far higher than other similar cultural traditions. Sculptural tradition. This referred to the popular traditions of making sculptures in clay, terracotta, and metal and stones. There are numerous such traditions across the country. Some of them are discussed here. Dhokra castings. Among the popular sculptural traditions, dhokras or metal sculptures made from lost wax or soil Purdue technique is one of the most prominent metal craft of the Bastar, Chhattisgarh, part of Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, and Midnapur in West Bengal. It involved casting of bronze through the lost wax methods. The metal craftsmen of Bastars are called Gadwa. In popular etymology, the term Gadwa means the act of shaping and creating. It is probably this that gave the casters their names. Traditionally, the Gadwa craftsmen, besides supplying the villager with utensils of daily use, also made jewelry, icon of locally revered deities and votive offerings in the form of snakes, elephant, horses, rituals, pots, etc. Subsequently, with the decrease in demands for utensils and traditionally ornaments in the community, this craftsman began creating new, non traditional forms, and numerous decorative objects. Dokra casting is an elaborate process. Black soil from the river bank is mixed with rice husk and kneaded with water. The core figure or mold is made from this. On drying, it is covered with second layer of cow dung mixed with clay. Resin collected from sal trees is then heated in a clay pot till it becomes liquid. To it, some mustard oil is also added and allowed to boil. The boiling liquid is then strained through a cloth, collected and kept in a metal vessel over water. As a result, the resin solidifies and remains soft and malleable. It is then taken apart in small pieces, heated slightly over low burning coal, and stretched into fine threads or coil. Such threads are joined together to form strips. The dry clay form is then overlaid with these resin strips or coil, and all decorative detail and eye, nose, etc. are added to the figure. The clay is formed, then covered with layer, first of fine clay, then with a mixture of clay and cow dung, and finally with the clay obtained from ant hill mixed with rice husk. A receptacle is then made from the same clay and fixed to the lower portion of the image. On the other side, a cup filled with metal piece is sealed with clay rice husk mixture. By firing in the furnace, sour wood or its coal is preferred as fuel. The cup containing metal is placed in the bottom with a clay mold over it and covered with firewood and pot shards. Air is blown continuously into furnace for about 2 to 3 hours till the metal turn into molten state. The mold are then taken out with a pair of tongs, turned upside down, given a whisk, shake, and metal is poured through the receptacles. The molten metal flow exactly into the space once occupied by resin, which would be now have evaporated. The molds are allowed to cool, and the clay layer is hammered away to reveal the metal image. To reveal the metal image. Terracotta. The more ubiquitous sculptural medium prevalent across the country is terracotta. Usually made by potters, terracotta pieces are votive or offered to local deities or used during rituals and festivals. They are made from local clays found on riverbanks or ponds. The terracotta pieces are baked for durability, whether it is Manipur or Assam in the northeast, Kutcha in western India, hills in the north, Tamil Nadu in the south, Gangetic plain for central India. There is a variety of terracotta made by people of different regions. They are molded by hands or made on a potter wheels, color or decorated. Their form and purpose are often similar. They are either the image of god or goddesses like Ganesh, Durga, or the local deity, animal, birds, etc., insects, etc.